Hello and welcome to Self Love Sundays. I am Monique Arpagon, your emotional eating coach. I am so excited to be here with you today. Thank you for joining replay viewers. Thank you, and let me know that you have I am back. It said my connection was unstable, so it did something, and there we are. So today we are talking about how to stop emotional eating. The steps that I'm going to share with you, you can do them before you start to emotional eat or while you are even in a binge. Okay, so it can help with any of that. I still use these steps today. I give these steps to my clients. And honestly, I use these steps even when I'm triggered, but not reaching for the food. Okay. So they can be used for anytime you're triggered, honestly. Okay. So are we ready? Let's see who's in the room. Hello, Jennifer. So good to see you. Hi, Jeanette. Good to see you as well. You're just popping in. Hey, thank you for popping in, girl. Yes, so happy to see you, even if it's just for a second. All right, guys. So, emotional eating. Emotional eating. Oh, she's ready. She's ready. Jeanette says, I'm ready. So, before we get into what we're talking about today, before we get into the 5 steps, I want to share that. What do I want to share? Oh, I want to share with you that when we're reaching for food, when we're getting that fix from food, it only lasts for 3 minutes. Did you know that food fix, that those feel good emotions that we get from food only lasts for 3 minutes? That's it. That's it. There was a study done and it was reported in the Journal of Appetite. And they did a study and they gave participants chocolate and they, studied how long that those feel good, comforting emotions lasted. And it was only 3 minutes, yo. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Is it worth the guilt? Is 3 minutes worth the shame? Is 3 minutes worth the pounds? When I found this out, I was like, wow. And that's why we keep going back, because it only lasts for so long. Just 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And what's really happening when we're reaching for the food for comfort is that we're in this thing called a habit loop. And I'll share with you what a habit loop is. This is a habit loop. And Instagram, you can't see my graphic, but I'm going to share with you what it is here. First, there's a trigger. A trigger. Hold on, let me bring this comment in. Jeanette says, maybe it'll last for 3 minutes. Maybe. I think that's what you're talking about. Maybe. And then she says, JK. maybe it doesn't even show up, right? So in the habit loop, first there's a cue. That's your trigger. You're triggered. An emotion is triggered. Something triggers you. An event triggers you. A person triggers you. Something, okay? And because you're triggered, you reach for the food. You reach for the food. And that's your behavior. That's something that you do out of habit, okay? And then after that, you receive the reward. And we just said that the reward lasts for what? 3 minutes. But Jeanette says, maybe it is worth it. Maybe. Maybe it is worth it. Sometimes you know what? Actually, yeah, yeah. I can think of some times where I thought it was worth it. I thought it was worth the stomach pain, that chocolate brownie. Okay, so we're caught in this habit loop. And when we're caught in a habit loop and we want to break a habit, we need to replace that habit with something else. Okay, we need to replace that habit with something else. And that's what we're going to share. I'm going to share with you what you want to replace it with today. But before I share with you what I want you to replace it with, I want you to understand, or at least get like an idea of why you're triggered. Like what could be the root cause of the trigger. And so I have this graphic for you. This is the chocolate brownie sundae that I was thinking of, Jeanette, when you were saying maybe it was worth it. Just maybe. There was a time I thought it would be interesting to share just a little bit of my story today of when I was caught in a lot of sugary sweets. And so Instagram, you can't see the graphic that I have here, but I'm eating a huge bowl of a brownie sundae. This was before kids. This was probably the first year I was with David. We used to connect so much over food. I gained like 15 pounds when I first got with him. And I would eat this big bowl by myself. And if he reached over to have one spoonful, I would get so angry. Do you see my face? Do you see my face on this picture? I would get angry. Like he could not have a bite. I was not sharing. But he had to share his food. But I was not sharing that. Okay, so let's get into these root causes of emotional triggers. So one, by the way, I'm just going to run through these. I can do a whole broadcast on this graphic alone, but I'm not, because that's not why we're here. I do want to give you the steps, but I also just want to give you a little background and give you some things to look for, because there's this step where you have to look. Okay. And these are some things that you can look for. So number one is emotions and stress. Okay. Can be a root cause. Emotions like anger, sadness, shame, guilt, anxiety, those type of things. Number two, primary food deficiencies. So your primary foods are movement and exercise, healthy relationships, a spiritual practice, and a fulfilling career. Those are the four things that are your primary foods. Notice not one of them is a food. Not one. Okay. When these four things are in balance, they feed your life. And what you eat becomes secondary. A lot of the times we can be reaching for food. We can be because we're out of balance in these areas. Again, healthy relationships. And when I say relationships, I am also talking about the relationship with self. Okay. We have to build a healthy relationship with ourselves to build a healthy relationships with others, a fulfilling career, a spiritual practice, and moving your body. Okay, let's go into the chat. Jeanette says, LOL, chocolate is not my thing, but, oh my goodness, I don't know how to read this word. Taharka, bro, honeygram ice cream. I've never heard of that, obviously, because I can't say it, but I feel you. I feel you. I love ice cream too, but it has to be with chocolate. Since we're talking about it, you guys can just pop in the comments what you love and what calls your name in those desperate times. Yeah. Number three, boredom. This is a big one for me. Just using food for entertainment, using food as a companion. Yeah. Number four, self-sabotage and limiting beliefs. Those beliefs that can come up, oh, I can't do this. I'm not worth it. That I'm not worth it might not come through like that. it can come up in other ways. Limiting belief of, I would never lose this weight. I would never get to the size that I want to get to. Or it can be, if I lose this weight, I'm just going to self-sabotage and go back to the weight that I was before. So why even give it a try? Yeah. Number 5, social situations and locations can be a root cause of your emotional triggers, especially if you might be like an introvert going out, hanging out, and you're feeling uncomfortable. You're not feeling the vibes. You might hang out at the table where the food is to, kind of hide out and be with the food and not the people. Can you tell that I can relate to that? Number 6, cultural influences can definitely affect emotional triggers. Number 7, reward and food addictions. We can be triggered when we're feeling good to eat. Oh, let me celebrate this. So now I'm going to eat that. Let me celebrate this one. This also happens, just a side note, this also happens with not just food addictions, but drug addictions as well. You can celebrate by getting that hit, or you can feel bad and then you need that hit. You need that fix. Okay. So food addiction is just something that's culturally accepted, but it is an addiction. Right. And when there is an addiction happening, it's because we're disconnected. We're disconnected from ourselves and we're disconnected from other people. So the solution is to reconnect. Let's see. We have some people sharing what they love. Title Candy Sunday, says Pamela Williams. Hello. Thank you for joining. Shauna says chocolate. Hey, girl. Hey, good to see you. Jeanette says, yes, I identify my triggers as using food as a filler, boredom, entertainment, fellowship, bonding ritual. Yes, 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 yes. And since you're being vulnerable, I can find myself using food for avoidance, avoiding the hard things, avoiding the things that I think I'm going to fail at. Pamela says, family function are planned around food. Absolutely. And then let's say you're trying to, do your thing. You're trying to stick with whatever diet you're on, and you walk in, you're like, oh, I already ate. I'm good. I'm not going to, eat anything. They will get on you. You're not going to eat anything? How dare you walk into my house and not eat the food I cooked for you? They might not say it like that. Y'all, let me calm down. But it happens. We get pressured into eating when we're not hungry. And people don't understand. They're like, girl, what are you doing? You need to live your life as if suffering and making yourself suffer with the food that you don't want to put in your body is living your life. I am so done right now. I'm so done. Jennifer says true. Pamela says, make you feel guilty for sure. I'm glad that little rant you can relate to. Apple Smith on Instagram is like laughing it up over here and, and saying, yep. All right. And then number 8, rigid lifestyles. If you have so much restriction around your life, and this can really affect your emotions because we want to feel free. We want to feel free. Jeanette says, yeah, I tell them I'm working on something. I'll take a plate to go. Let's take that little nugget with us, okay? Yes, I love that. So now that we've gone through the root causes of what could be coming up for us, let's hurry up and get into these steps. Like, girl, we came here for the steps and you still talking about other stuff. We came for the steps. So step 1, feel the feels. We have to change our relationship with our emotions, the pain that we might be feeling and experiencing. We have to be willing to feel and experience the emotions that are coming up in our bodies. Our bodies will not give us anything that we cannot handle. In fact, your mind will suppress things that you can't handle until it feels like you're ready to handle it. Okay. So let's Be willing to feel what we're feeling. This is bringing you into the present moment. This is what you do before you reach for the food. This is what you do even if you're in the middle of it, of a binge. Yeah? Feel those feelings. Connect with those feelings. Jeanette says, feel the feels. Actually, she shouted, feel the feels! Guys, I really have to bring some lightness to this because it can get a little. So if I'm a little amped, that's why. Pamela says, agree. She agrees. Yeah. Number 2, connect through your breath. Breathing can be underrated sometimes, but it is one of the most powerful gifts that we have is to connect with our breath, and this will connect you into your body. So you simply close your eyes and you take 4 deep breaths, relaxing any muscle tension that you have in your neck and shoulders. Your exhale can be released however it needs to be. With a sigh. With funny noises. Or even with a scream. However it needs to be. Guys, my phone just like did something weird for IG. Why? I'm not sure why my phone is like going to lock mode while I am live. I am sorry, guys. That is weird. But connect to your breath, connect to your body through your breath. Okay. Right after that, what I want you to do is to keep your eyes closed and become your observer. You're going to now disassociate from your body. Take yourself up, 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 up in the ceiling, in the sky, however far you want to go. And then look down onto yourself from a bird's view. This is to give you a different perspective. This is to help you not identify with the emotions because you're not your emotions. Emotions are just energy emotion. They come and go like waves. It's when we stuff them down and suppress them is when they stick and stay and cause pain and cause dis-ease and cause the body to dysfunction. But when we allow ourselves to feel those emotions and experience them, they can flow in and they can flow out. Okay, so we're disassociating ourselves from being so identified. And there's a reason for this. So you're up, 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 up in the sky, looking down on yourself. Yes. And the next step is to get curious without judgment. And looking at yourself from up above can help you release that judgment because we can't learn when we're judging. Yeah. And your curiosity should sound like this. What do I need to learn right now? What am I truly hungry for in this moment? What do I need right in this moment? And you're still looking down at yourself. Step 5, grab that learning. Don't just get the learning and let it go. Hold on to that learning. And I know I said I had 5 steps, but that's just was for like marketing purposes. Honestly, there's one more step, and I promise it is the most important step. You're going to grab that learning. You're going to take that learning and you're going to find a healthier and more fulfilling way to self-soothe yourself. This is the most important step. Well, they're all important in my mind. Find a more fulfilling way to self-soothe. And as you're thinking about this, I want you to tell me, what are some self-loving activities that you enjoy that fill you up on a deep level? Let me know in the comments. What's really happening with the emotional eating is you're self-soothing with the food. And remember, that soothing sensation, that comfort, only lasts for 3 minutes. Okay? The more times you break that loop, that habit loop, and self soothe with something else, and don't guilt yourself, even if you're in the middle of a binge and you stop yourself, you do these steps, and you self soothe in another way, you'll find that you're so much more fulfilled. It's longer lasting, it's more fulfilling, it feels so much better. And the more times you do that, and when maybe you have like a little slip up and you do reach for food in the time that you're for comfort, you're like, oh, this is not really what I need. You become more aware and you'll know exactly what you need. So, some things that, well, one, there was something that I wanted to share with you because I know that I have some single ladies on here and I just felt like I wanted to share this with you. Hold on. Apple Smith says, I've just started using breath. Awesome. It's very helpful. I'm glad to hear that. And she says, I'm going to try that today. Yes. So there's a self-soothing tip that I really like, even though I'm not single, I still use it. And it's to use a hot water bottle and place it on like the very low part of my pelvis and to go to sleep with it. Especially if you are suffering with like um, eating at nighttime and that's when you reach for the food, is to place a hot water bottle at the very bottom of your pelvis, like underneath your stomach, and go to sleep with it. And it's so soothing. It helps with digestion, which is very important overnight. And I love it. And I understand why this is helpful for like people who are single and wanting that type of connection, is because we're gonna get a little X-rated here when we're having an intimate moment. The pelvises are touching, and the warmth from the other body is in that position, and so it's very soothing at nighttime to have that water bottle there. Yep. I see that no one has answered my question. What are some self-loving activities that you enjoy that fill you up on a deep level? I would love to hear from you. Some things that I do in this moment of self-soothing is I take a walk outside. Sometimes I need fresh air and I take a walk. Sometimes I need to do a headstand and just shift my perspective, honestly. Just do a headstand and just shift the blood in my body. Sometimes I need to turn on music and dance like nobody's watching. Sometimes I need to take a break. Yeah. And now, other times, I'm going to review and I'll tell you other times, because the time where I am craving the most is when I'm avoiding creating. So when I want to create something and I already feel like I've already failed and I haven't started yet, and I want to create and I'm avoiding, I can like want to uh, distract myself. So I feel the feelings. I feel those feelings, right? I connect with my breath. Take 4 breaths. I become my observer. Look up, or float up and look down. I get curious without judgment. I grab the learning that I need. And so usually in those moments when I'm avoiding and I need to create something and I feel like I've already failed before it's happened, I have my self-soothing is self-talk. I give myself a pep talk, and I'm talking to my inner child, letting her know that I see her, letting her know that I hear her, letting her know that she's safe, letting her know that she can create without putting it out. I can create something without putting it out. It doesn't have to, be posted right away. So self-talk is so, so soothing. All right. Jeanette says, she dances, she sings, she watched comedies. Those are good. Pamela says, I like to sew. That's beautiful. My mom used to sew. Jeanette says she cuddles with Nala. Nala is her doggy, her little pup. She has one more year to be a pup. That's beautiful. So those are my tips for you. Pamela says, hold on, my throat is getting dry. My phone keeps doing this, guys. I pick up something to see because I have to concentrate. That's beautiful. Brings you back into the present moment. Yeah, I like that. It's really good. Oh, and then she says she picks up some. I'm like, that's really good. And that's not even what she meant. I pick up something to sew because I have to concentrate. Gotcha. You still have to see what you sew. So there you go. Oh my goodness. All right. Guys, ladies, I haven't seen any gents today. It was a pleasure being here with you. Those are my tips, my steps to give you to take. I hope that you found them beneficial. If you did, please share this out with your people. I would greatly appreciate it, especially those who struggle with emotional eating and food addictions. If you find that you need help in this area, because I will say that even though you have the steps now, some of you who like to be in control, like, okay, let me do these 5 steps. Monique said, this is what I'm supposed to do. Ding, 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 ding. Am I fixed? Am I fixed? Let's release the masculine energy. Let's lean into the experience of what you need in that moment. Because even though you have the 5 steps, you might need something different in each and every moment. Okay? Lean into what you're experiencing. Use it as a guide. All right? If you need help with this, I have some links in the description of my bio on Instagram and in the description of this video. You can book a 25 free minute call if you're like, okay, let me see if I want to work with you. Hi, Judy, I see you. Let me see if what you're offering has, is for me, because I offer a 4-week accelerator program for emotional eating, where I incorporate NLP, neurolinguistics programming, EFT, emotional freedom techniques, hypnotherapy. It just really depends on what you are experiencing. And let me tell you, like, most of my coaching calls have nothing to do with the food. Like, we think that it's about the food, but I talk very little about the food in my coaching calls. We dig into what's really underneath the actions that you're taking. Okay, so you can book that 25 free minute call. See if we're a good fit. If you're like, I already want to work with you, but I'm not sure if I want to do the program, I also have a rapid breakthrough session. Come with your biggest struggle. We will work it out in 60 minutes. Okay. You will get a breakthrough in 60 minutes. Yeah. If you are looking for a fitness accountability group, whoop, whoop, I have a link in the description of this video. Instagram, I'm trying to think if I don't have the link up there right now that I think about it, but I have a Facebook group that you can join. And if you just want accountability, it's completely free. You can do whatever workouts you want to do. If you need workouts, I can give you workouts. I got you even there. Okay. All right. This was fun. Thank you so much for joining. And Jeanette says, love ya. I love you back. Mwah. Great tips, says Jeanette. Pamela says, always great tips. I'm just going to complete that. Sending love, sending prayers. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next Sunday. Let me know as I'm leaving in the comments. I will still see the comments if 6:30 worked better for you. Let me know if 6:30 worked better for you, or if we should keep it at 6. So I'm just trying different times to see what works best. All right. See you next Sunday. And until then, do everything from a place of love. Bye.